With the recent releases of games like Tharsis and Retaliation Enemy Mine, it's not surprising that one of the more popular board games on Steam would take another go. Talisman, the Horus Heresy is the pseudo-sequel to Talisman, the digital edition. This time, however, Nomad Games has used the Warhammer universe to create the board game. Disappointingly, this sequel is nothing more than a visual overhaul of the original game. As stated earlier, Talisman the Horus Heresy is a board game, so you will experience the usual things like dice rolls and adventure cards, but first you will need to select a character. All of the different characters have specific abilities, so pick wisely. For example, my personal favorite Praetor adds his intelligence points onto both his melee attack and range attack. Speaking of stats, each different character has different stat points. These include your basic things like your ability to fight in ranged battles or melee, or to more advanced things like fate points. Fate points are ways that you, the player, can change dice rolls so they land more in your favor. Each character has a different amount of them, so use them sparingly. You can earn more of these points by doing various things on the board. If you want to level up your melee damage, for example, you need to kill a certain amount of baddies that are lying around on the board. You will need these extra points of damage in order to complete the game. And speaking of that, in order to complete a full game of Talisman, you will need to collect a talisman through a quest and battle your way into the middle circle. Just be sure you have leveled up your character, otherwise you will find yourself having to start all over. If your character runs out of lives, all of their stats will be reset. However, in my experience, this was never a problem. In fact, this game has a really weird difficulty spike, and this is due to the randomness of the game. In the beginning of the game, it feels as if your character can't do much of anything, and almost every battle is a struggle. Then, out of nowhere, you can land on a card that will give you bonuses to your melee combat, and then the battle is in your favor. Really, this is more of a problem with board games in general, and not this game specifically. However, something that is wrong with this game specifically is how anticlimactic the ending boss battle is. As you can see in the footage, there is no dynamics to him, and my character was so much stronger than him that he literally doesn't have a chance to kill me. It would have gone a long way for there to be multiple stages to the boss fight, or just some more original mechanics. Another thing that didn't really hit the mark is the Warhammer aspects of this game. What I mean by that is the game is basically Talisman the digital edition, but with a Warhammer skin on it. Now, admittedly, the visuals in Talisman Horus Heresy are much better and more aesthetically pleasing than the original. However, it doesn't quite make up for the price tag that is coming in at $10 more expensive. The only thing different in this version of Talisman than the original is the fact that when you kill something, you can eventually level up certain skills. In the original, it was all based on luck and where you landed. In the end, Talisman the Horus Heresy is a fun game. However, so was the original. While the visual update is nice, this sequel fails to really bring anything new to the table.
Hey, thanks for watching our review. In case you haven't already noticed, I didn't review this game. Don't freak out. I'm slowly adding a couple of new critics to tackle some of the games I don't have time to review. I'm gonna return in a few hours to review Magnets on Xbox One, and then Blue Rider, String Theory, Space Jack, Reagan Gorbachev, and many more. So many more. We also reviewed Soul Axiom yesterday, so make sure and check that out. Oh, and do me a favor and click the subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.